It was an ordinary summer day in 1954 at Tokyo's Haneda airport. The usual chaos of customs desks filled the air, stamped passports, shuffled papers, and the chatter of travelers in multiple languages. Among the crowd stood one man, calm and composed, his briefcase and suit reflecting a professional demeanor. But when he handed over his passport to the customs official, the atmosphere shifted. Something was different. The passport itself was impressive. An official design, consistent with those issued internationally. It bore stamps from countries he claimed to have visited, including details that should have left no room for doubt. Yet one glaring inconsistency stopped the process cold. The document was issued by a country called Taured, a nation no one at the airport had ever heard of. Assuming it was an error, the customs official politely asked for clarification. What followed only deepened the mystery. The man confidently pointed to a map directing attention to the region between France and Spain. There, he explained, lay his homeland, Taured, a country that, according to him, had existed for over 1,000 years. But in that exact spot, all the customs officials saw was Andorra. His expression showed genuine confusion at their disbelief, and he continued to insist that Taured was real. As officials pressed further, the man provided more evidence. He carried a driver's license from Taured, corporate documents tied to his business trip, and even currency he claimed was used in his homeland. Each piece seemed authentic, yet none of it aligned with any country recognized on Earth. Customs officers, caught between logic and a mounting sense of the inexplicable, faced a dilemma. This man's story didn't just defy geography, it seemed to defy reality itself. With no answers in sight and the man insisting on the truth of his claims, officials made a decision. They would detain him for further questioning, placing him under close observation until the matter could be resolved. But as night fell and preparations were made to unravel the mystery, no one could have anticipated the events about to unfold. The man was cooperative, offering calm responses to every question. His story remained consistent, and his demeanor gave no indication of deceit. Yet the more he explained, the stranger his tale became. He described his homeland with vivid clarity, its history, its economy, even its political structure, all while failing to provide any evidence recognized by the outside world. The customs officials, perplexed and running out of options, decided to transfer him to a secure hotel room nearby, where he would be detained until morning. Security was tight. Guards were stationed outside his room, ensuring no opportunity for escape. His belongings, passport, corporate documents, driver's license, and even the unusual currency were locked away in a separate room. Everything was meticulously accounted for. Officials were determined to resolve this mystery by morning, confident they had control of the situation. But when the guards checked his room the next day, what they found defied explanation. The man was gone. The door had been guarded all night with no signs of tampering. The windows were securely locked from the inside. It was as though he had vanished into thin air. Even more baffling, every item connected to him had disappeared as well. His passport, the documents, the briefcase, the currency, everything had been removed without a trace. There were no footprints, no disturbances, no indication of how he could have left. The only thing left behind was the profound sense of an unsolvable mystery. An immediate investigation followed. Guards were interrogated, surveillance records were checked, and every possible escape route was scrutinized. Yet no clues emerged. The customs officials, faced with an event that defied all logic, were left with only questions. How had the man escaped a tightly guarded room? Where had he gone? And perhaps most unsettling, who or what was he? Speculation quickly spread. Some officials theorized that he had orchestrated an elaborate escape, possibly with the help of accomplices. Others suggested he might have been a highly trained operative or spy working under a fabricated identity. But the most extraordinary theories proposed something far stranger, that the man had returned to wherever or whenever he came from. With no answers to be found, the incident was quietly buried. Official records made no mention of the mysterious traveler, and no further attempts were made to trace his origins. Yet the story refused to fade away. Over time, it grew into legend, whispered in conversations, written about in speculative articles, and debated by conspiracy theorists. What began as a routine customs check became one of the most puzzling mysteries of the 20th century, a story that still leaves us asking, what happened to the man from Taured? The disappearance of the man from Taured left a trail of unanswered questions, but as the years passed, the story itself seemed to take on a life of its own. Despite its enduring intrigue, there is no concrete record of this incident in the official archives of Haneda Airport or any governmental authority. So where did the story originate? And how did it grow into the legend we know today? One possible explanation lies in a real-life figure, John Allen Kuchar Zegrus. In 1960, 6 years after the supposed Taured incident, Zegrus was arrested in Japan for attempting to use a forged passport. His documents were written in an unrecognizable language, stamped with entries from non-existent countries, and claimed he was from a place called Taman Ross. Zegrus's story became a brief media sensation at the time, especially as he claimed to be a covert agent working for an unnamed organization. Though his story unraveled under scrutiny and his passport was deemed fraudulent, his case left behind an air of mystery. Some speculate that the tale of the man from Taured may have been inspired or at least influenced by Zegrus's case. The similarities are striking. Both involve mysterious travelers, forged passports, and claims of originating from places that don't exist. Over time, real details could have been exaggerated or misremembered, transforming an account of forgery into a tale of interdimensional travel. Another possibility is that the Taured legend is a purely fictional story, crafted in the mid-20th century and spread through speculative magazines, conspiracy theories, and urban folklore. Its longevity may be attributed to its ambiguity. With no concrete evidence to confirm or deny the story, it has thrived in the space between fact and fiction. Even if the story's origins are rooted in forgery or fiction, the question remains, why does the tale of the man from Taured endure? Why do people continue to discuss, embellish, and debate this story decades later? The answer lies not in its beginnings, but in the imaginative theories it inspires, possibilities that stretch the boundaries of science, psychology, and belief. At the heart of the Taured story lies an irresistible question. Could this man be evidence of a reality beyond our own? For decades, this mystery has fueled speculation about parallel universes, time travel, and the nature of existence itself. While skeptics dismiss the tale as a fabrication or a case of mistaken identity, believers see it as something far more extraordinary. The theory of parallel universes is one of the most compelling explanations. According to some interpretations of quantum mechanics, countless alternate realities may exist alongside our own, each with slight variations in geography, history, and events. Could the man from Taured have inadvertently slipped into our world, carrying remnants of his own reality? Believers point to the specificity of his claims, the authenticity of his documents, and his calm demeanor as evidence that he was not lying. He simply came from somewhere else. Yet not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that the story is more likely a hoax or a fabrication. If the man from Taured existed at all, they suggest, he may have been a skilled con artist, using forged documents as part of a smuggling operation or espionage scheme. His disappearance in this case could have been an elaborately staged escape, carefully planned to leave no trace behind. Another explanation lies in psychology. Could the man have been suffering from a delusional disorder, genuinely believing in the existence of Taured? Alternatively, might this entire story be the result of a cultural misunderstanding, an innocent traveler, misidentified due to language barriers and errors in communication? Human perception is fallible, and the Taured story may simply reflect the limits of our ability to process the unfamiliar. No matter which theory you find most plausible, the enduring appeal of the Taured mystery lies in its ambiguity. It invites us to wonder, what if parallel worlds do exist? What if reality itself is far stranger than we can comprehend? But the lack of definitive answers doesn't diminish the story, it enhances it, leaving room for imagination to fill the gaps. Whether the man from Taured was a traveler from another dimension, a brilliant fabricator, or a character born from collective imagination, his story continues to challenge the boundaries of what we believe to be possible. And that perhaps is its greatest power. Why does the story of the man from Taured endure, even in a world filled with skeptical minds and easily debunked myths? The answer lies not just in the mystery itself, but in how it resonates with universal human experiences. Our curiosity, our need for belonging, and our fascination with the unknown. At its core, the Taured mystery taps into the unsettling idea of having one's identity questioned. Imagine being in the man's position, standing in a foreign airport, calmly presenting documents that you know to be genuine, only to be told that your entire existence doesn't make sense. This evokes a deeply relatable fear, being misunderstood, out of place, or dismissed. It's this sense of empathy that draws people into the story, making it more than just a bizarre anecdote. The setting of the mystery, a bustling airport, further enhances its appeal. Airports are liminal spaces, places where people from different walks of life intersect, all carrying their own histories and destinations. They are spaces of transition where the ordinary and extraordinary can collide. The fact that this mystery unfolds in such a familiar yet transient setting makes it both relatable and otherworldly. But the true allure of the Taured story lies in its ambiguity. It's a puzzle that resists being solved, leaving just enough detail to feel plausible but never enough to provide closure. This balance between what is known and what is unknowable keeps the story alive, sparking debates, theories, and endless speculation. Humans are naturally drawn to mysteries that defy easy answers. They challenge our understanding of the world and invite us to imagine what might lie beyond the boundaries of our perception. On a deeper level, the Taured legend reflects our collective fascination with identity and the limits of reality. It resonates in a world that often feels increasingly interconnected, yet still full of uncharted possibilities. In the story of the man from Taured, we see reflections of our own uncertainties and our yearning for something greater, proof perhaps that the world is more complex and mysterious than we dare to believe. The man from Taured may be long gone, but his story remains, reminding us of the power of mystery and our innate need to explore the unknown. The tale of the man from Taured has not just survived the decades. It has flourished, becoming a cultural touchstone for those drawn to the unexplained. From speculative articles to online forums, podcasts, and documentaries, the story has been retold and reimagined countless times. But what is it about this particular mystery that has allowed it to transcend time and capture imaginations across generations? One reason is its adaptability. The Taured mystery has been shaped and reshaped to fit the cultural context of the times. When it first emerged in the mid-20th century, it reflected the anxieties of a post-war world grappling with questions of national identity, borders, and the rapid changes brought by globalization. Today, it speaks to our fascination with scientific theories like parallel universes and the multiverse. In every era, the story finds a way to remain relevant, evolving with our understanding of the world. The digital age has only amplified its reach. The internet, with its ability to spread ideas and stories rapidly, has breathed new life into the legend. Forums, blogs, and social media platforms have turned the Taured story into a global phenomenon, inviting new audiences to speculate, theorize, and engage. It has become more than a story. It's a conversation, a puzzle that encourages participation. Beyond its adaptability, the Taured legend endures because it taps into universal themes. At its heart, this is a story about the unknown, a reminder that even in an age of science and technology, there are still mysteries we cannot explain. It challenges our assumptions about reality, identity, and the boundaries of what is possible, leaving us to wonder what other secrets the universe might hold. In many ways, the man from Taured is more than a character in a story. He is a symbol of our collective imagination, a testament to humanity's endless curiosity and its willingness to believe in something extraordinary. Whether fact, fiction, or something in between, his story invites us to dream, to question, and to embrace the mysteries that make life endlessly fascinating.